What's up, New York Mets Nation? The Bat Fry, Kenny Fry here at the Bat Cave. Coming up on this episode, I'll be doing a quick preview of Game 3, LA Dodgers at the New York Mets at Citi Field in New York City. So I will be back in 50 seconds. Stay tuned. What's up, New York Mets Nation? Welcome to the Bat Cave. I'm your host, the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry. And you know what day it is. It's Hump Day! What? Hump Day. There we go. Good Hump Day, Game 3, NLCS, the National League Championship Series, New York Metropolitans, Los Angeles Dodgers at Citi Field. The Mets are back home after taking the series split. Two-game split there in Los Angeles. Losing Game 1, 9-0. Winning Game 2, 7-3 off of an early game explosion. It's offensive explosion early in the game on, what was that, Monday? Yeah, Monday. There we go. It doesn't feel like a Wednesday. It feels later in the week for some reason. I don't know why that is, but it just doesn't feel like a Wednesday. It doesn't feel like a hump day. It's like a false hump day. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel normal. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so here we are, Game 3, marching to Game 3. The lineups are out. Starting pitchers are set. And we'll go through them here real quick. I'll let you know my thoughts. And I think there's a potential we may see this tonight. My opinion, nothing, I've heard from other podcasts or read online or the interwebs or anything like that. Just, my certain opinion. So for the lineup for the Dodgers today, you have Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. A little bit different there. Game 2, Freeman was batting fourth, and you had Teoscar Hernandez batting third. They switched it back up, I guess, with the righty on the mound. So you have Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Muncy. Teoscar Hernandez is batting fifth. Gavin Lux, 6th. Will Smith batting 7th. Edman batting 8th. And Kike Hernandez batting 9th. And on the mound for the Dodgers, you have Walker Buehler. For the Mets, you have Lindor, Fuentes, Nimmo, Alonso, Marte. All that's the same. The one difference today is you'll have J.D. Martinez in the lineup today against Walker Buehler, giving Jesse Winker – I don't want to say give him a night off. It's the NLCS, and they just had a night off yesterday. But, Jesse Winker hasn't played bad. I guess they just want to get J.D. Martinez in there and, keep him fresh. He is, still an important part of this team, this lineup. And when he's rolling right, he's one of the best in the league, so hitting-wise. So Martinez, Iglesias, Tyrone Taylor, and rounded out the Mets batting order and lineup today is Francisco Alvarez, El Troll. Hopefully he can get it going. So the one thing I looked at, I wanted to see how the Mets have fared against the Dodgers top of the lineup. Game 2, they were awesome against the top lineup. Quite a few walks, but sometimes with those big bats, you kind of pitch around a little bit, kind of use some strategery, use some strategy there, and work your way through that gauntlet of a lineup. So far this series, Ohtani, who we've all are sick of hearing about. And it can't be just the Mets fans. It has to be every other baseball fan watching baseball. It has to be getting old. It's every other word or sentence or phrase out of these TV announcers' mouth is about Ohtani. Ohtani this, Ohtani that. Ohtani's up in five 5 batters. So, if this guy gets on and this guy gets on and 2 more guys get on and we're only 3 more batters away from Ohtani, stupid crap like that. You know what I mean? It's old. It's annoying. It's overplayed. Everybody understands. If you know baseball, if you watch baseball, everybody understands that Shohei Ohtani is, if not the best player in the league, one of the best. All right, that's to go without saying. 50 plus home runs. Was it 54 home runs, 59 stolen bases? I think he batted over 300. Offensively, juggernaut. Right? Absolutely, you can't deny that. You absolutely cannot deny that. But we please just give it a break here. We all understand. Mookie Betts is awesome too, but we're hearing 3 times as much about Ohtani. Francisco Lindor, the Mets' most valuable player, maybe the league's most valuable player, in my opinion, and probably every other Mets fan's opinion as well. Francisco Lindor, MVP. Now Ohtani probably will clearly win that and probably by a lot of votes, but you take Ohtani off of the Dodgers still a playoff team. You take Lindor off of the Mets are probably not a playoff team. So, if that's not the definition of most valuable, I don't know what is. But anyway, you also have Alonso and Vientos has been outstanding. They've talked a little bit more about him, but nothing crazy. So it is what it is, I guess. But it's really really annoying. It's old. It's overplayed. So Ohtani 2 for 7, 3 walks, an RBI, and 2 strikeouts so far in the series. I feel like the Mets have pitched him pretty well. Aside from Game 1, he had a couple of hits there, a couple RBI. Oh, he had an RBI in that game as well, and got on base a couple times. Game 2, hitless. I think he walked once or twice. Go back and take a look at that, actually. Did I write it down? I didn't write it down. All right. Well, anyway. Mookie Betts. They pitched him phenomenally. 1 for 8, 3 RBI. That came in Game 1 at the end of the game. 3 insurance runs. That made it 9-0 with bases loaded. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. They've done a great job against Mookie Betts. Freddie Freeman, 2 for 8, RBI, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Freddie Freeman is putting the ball in play, but they're keeping him off the bases. They pitched him well as well. Max Muncy, 2 for 6, a home run, 3 RBI, 2 walks. That home run came yesterday or 2 days ago, the solo shot. Nobody, kind of fortunate with all the walks at the top of the lineup. Kind of fortunate that nobody was on base, but it worked out in the Mets' favor. Teoscar Hernandez, 0 for 6, but he has gotten on base 4 times with 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Gavin Lux, nothing really of note there. I think he's like 0 for 1 or 0 for 2 or whatever it is. Will Smith, 0 for 7, walk, 3 strikeouts. That's huge there. And then the one guy that's really killed us time and time again is Edman. 4 for 7, 3 RBI. He's come up with a few big hits so far. He's gotten on base, and kudos to him. He's getting the job done at the bottom of the lineup. And Kike Hernandez, 2 for 7 with a walk and a strikeout. Now he's gotten up a couple times, especially Game 2, with quite a few guys on base, and he didn't pull through, which is fantastic for the Mets. They got him to, I think it was ground out into a double play, and they also got him to pop out. Grounded the double play, bases were loaded, and the Dodgers already had 2 plated in that inning, 2 or 3, and Kike could have easily put them ahead or tied them up. He got popped, but he grounded into that inning and double play, and the rest is that. So looking at the Mets so far this series, Francisco Lindor, 1 for 7, home run, walk, strikeout. He had that leadoff home run in Game 2, kind of set the tone for the Mets. Besides that, he's put the ball in play. He's hit the ball hard at some points. And I feel like they're going to start falling. Mark Vientos, 2 for 9, home run, 4 RBI, 3 strikeouts. He had that grand slam. As long as we get people on base from him, I feel like he's going to continue to come through. Brandon Nimmo, this is the concerning one. 0 for 7 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. You have to start wondering if that foot's bothering him at the plate. Howie Rose mentioned on his radio broadcast that Brendan Nimmo said it doesn't hurt while he's batting, just when he's coming down to a slowdown after running in the field or running the bases. I guess if you're running through first base or whatever, you come to that slowdown and to stop yourself. A lot of pain there. But, something's going on at the plate as well. 0 for 7 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. Pete Alonso, 1 for 7, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. I need Pete to keep getting on base, keep putting the ball in play. He's hit the ball hard a couple times right at people. And have smart at bats. Pete needs to continue having smart at bats. So far in these playoffs, he's had really smart at bats. He's worked the count well. There's been a few where he looked like the Pete from this season where he's chasing breaking balls, way outside or way low, and just looking silly. But for the most part, he's had solid at bats. Really good at bats, which is very encouraging. Starling Marte, 3 for 9 with an RBI and 2 strikeouts. He had 3 hits last in game 2. We need him to continue coming through for the Mets if we want our offense to continue to roll over. JD Martinez, no stats so far for the NLCS, but he's gonna be huge in this. He's gonna be key. We're gonna get guys on in front of him. Alonso, he's been patient at the plate. Nimmo, he has a tendency to walk. Lindor, he'll take walks as well. So we're gonna get people on before Martinez, and we're gonna need him to be able to drive the ball opposite field and knock people in like he's done. In the middle of the season and early in the season when he first came off the IL or the ramp up or whatever the hell you want to call it early in the season. Jose Iglesias, 2 for 7 walk and a strikeout. I need him to continue having good at bats, working counts, getting the pitch count high on the pitchers, and get that occasional base knock. I have the utmost confidence when there's guys in scoring position that he's going to put the ball in play somewhere, and he's going to hit it hard. So I have all the confidence in the world in Iglesias to hit the ball when needed. Tyrone Taylor, 1 for 5, RBI and a walk. Not a whole lot there from him so far. And Francisco Alvarez, 1 for 6, a walk and a strikeout. He's just up there hacking away. It's like he's chopping wood. He's just whack, whack, whack. It's a lot of whoosh, 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 a lot of misses. He is putting the ball in play. He only struck out 1 so far, but we need more out of Francisco Alvarez. We've had people on base quite a few times before him. You have to figure Tyrone will get on base, Iglesias, Starling Marte. Those guys are going to get on base one way or another. We need Francisco Alvarez to come through. We need him to get a big hit somewhere, bring a little bit of confidence in. But he's swinging out of his shoes, man. You watch it every time, and he is swinging he's either swinging for the moon, or he's just up there closing his eyes and just taking hacks. I don't know. We just need him to settle down, swing within himself, and put the ball in play. Put it somewhere instead of looking for the upper deck. That's all we need. We don't need upper deckers. We need base hits. So for the Dodgers tonight, you have Walker Buehler going. During this regular season, he was 1 for 6 with a 5.38 ERA. 1.55 whip. He missed the whole month of July due to injury. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but he was out the whole month of July. So far in the playoffs in the NLDS against the Padres, he went 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, a walk, and a 10.80 ERA. Gave up 1 home run in that game as well. Luis Severino for the Mets. The righties 11-7, 3.91 ERA, 1.24 whip, 12 innings pitched, 14 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. So far in the playoffs, through 2 starts, each start going 6 innings, each start giving up 3 earned runs. That start against the who was it? The Phillies. I think it was against the Phillies. He started off. Yeah, it was against the Phillies. First 5 innings, I think it was, cruising. Then ran into some trouble in the 5th inning, and unfortunately, the Phillies got on the board in that game and knocked them out. So far through these playoffs, he's a 4.50 ERA. I think to look for Sevy, look for the fastball being lively, and then location. When he's on, he's throwing strikes. He's putting the ball where he wants to, and sitting people down. If he's throwing a lot of balls and walking people, well, then we're going to have some issues. And that's where he gets into some trouble. And early on, like when he's had struggles this season, it was all because of the walk. All right. So I got a message from my daughter. She's done soccer practice. I got to go pick her up. So real quick, I'm going to get through this. So the one thing that we may see tonight that I'm kind of curious to see what happens is, are we going to see Jeff McNeil? With Brandon Nimmo being hobbled, I think if the first two at-bats for Nimmo are struggles, he looks like he's not comfortable. I would not be shocked at all if we don't see Jeff McNeil come in for Brandon Nimmo as a pinch hitter and, fielding and stuff like that. And also Luis Torrens. I love Francisco Alvarez, El Troll, but it's such a struggle at the plate right now hitting. And behind the dish, he's called great games. You've heard the pitchers mention that so far throughout this postseason. His pitch selection, his pitch calling has been spot on. But there's been times where there's a few letdowns behind the plate with blocking. And I mentioned this on Tuesday's show. How I can't stand the catchers on one knee and trying to block. It's just they're not in a very athletic position. So, what's that, buddy? Buddy, go put them back. Go put them back. And not in a very athletic position. Sorry about that. Not in a very athletic position. And it's harder to block balls that way. It's harder to move. And now you're looking at your backhanding stuff. You're just trying to scoop instead of trying to block. And that leads to pass balls or wild pitches. So I don't like it. And they all do it. It not just Francisco Alvarez, but Luis Torrens. Every catcher in the league does it now. So I hate it. But I wouldn't be too surprised if we didn't see Luis Torrens maybe halfway through this game as well. If Francisco Alvarez continues to struggle, it's not a great sign to Francisco Alvarez. But something needs to change at the plate. We need somebody at the bottom of that lineup that's going to continue moving the order instead of being a stop or being an automatic out. And we need him to move the guys on the base paths. To flip back to the top of the order. We need him to get on base for the top of the order. So stuff like that. Keep your eye on that. Maybe not today, but if he struggles throughout the game today, maybe tomorrow we see Luis Torrens. And again, I don't want to see Luis Torrens. I want to see Francisco Alvarez back there. But just as something different, maybe give him a day off or whatever. Just say, all right, settle down, take another day, and we'll figure this out. And then let him back in game 5. Game 5. So, all right. So tonight's game, 8 o'clock start. Was it like 8:05 start or whatever the hell it is? Some weird time. 8 o'clock start. I like the Mets tonight. I like their chances tonight. Walker Buehler is very hittable. Severino's pitched very well down the stretch and so far in the playoffs. So I like the Mets tonight. I think it might be a little bit higher scoring. I feel I said to somebody at my work, another Mets fan. I said I feel like it could be like an 8-7 game, like 8-5, 8-7. But if the Mets are going to come out on top, and I have confidence. I feel like it's going to be a hitting night. But then again, it's going to be cold, and usually that keeps the ball from carrying. So it's going to be very chilly, and that's another thing that kind of works in the Mets' favors. The Dodgers have been in the sunshine for probably the better part of a month now with their series. Last series being against San Diego. So it was at LA and San Diego. So there's back and forth there. And then that week off, that bye week that they had because they're number 1 seed. So they're at home there in the warmth and the heat of Los Angeles. Now they're coming to the frigid temperatures of New York City, the East Coast. And that's a little bit of a shock to the system for those Southern Californians. There we go. So if you ever see that movie, Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team, when they run from Jamaica to Canada, kind of like that. So just picture Mookie Betts like that, and not Freddie Freeman so much. He's played New York before. Shohei Ohtani. He's played on mostly West Coast. So all right. So that's all I have for today. Thank you everybody for checking it out. Real quick before I go, I got a sponsor. Our sponsor, of course, to give a shout out to, and we all know who our sponsor is here on Out of the Box Sports, is Jason Fine, attorney, Big Al. You can reach Big Al at HURT123. That's 1-800-HURT123. Jason Fine specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workman's comp, and personal injury claims. He has 3 office locations conveniently located throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. His office in New Jersey is located in Cherry Hill on 3 Greensward Lane. The phone number there is 856-209-5258. And in Pittsburgh, his offices are located on 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900. The phone number there is 412-365-8151. And in Philadelphia, the offices are located on 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. The phone number there is 267-888-2980. That's Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. And if you want to check me out all the time, not just Mets, I also do Raider stuff, which I was supposed to do this morning, but I was not prepared. Unfortunately, you can check me out at the Batcave OOTBS on X. That's at the Batcave OOTBS on X. Give me a follow there and subscribe to my YouTube channel at the Batcave _OOTBSE. My YouTube channel is at the Batcave _OOTBSE. And of course, first and foremost, please like and follow and subscribe to Out of the Box Sports on YouTube and X. That's at OOTBox Sports on YouTube and X. Once again, at OOTBox Sports on YouTube and X. All right, so that's all I have for today. I got to run and pick the little lady up from her soccer practice. And all I got to say is, let's go Mets. See you guys tomorrow.